So in this video, I would like to talk to you about something that really carried me and my family throughout all our trials. And the subject is faith and hope. So everybody has faith in something. I mean, we all believe in something and someone, or we place our trust in different things. And I believe in God. And to be really honest with you, going through all the trials that the sickness has brought into our lives and everything that it involved, God was really this firm foundation on which I was always able to go back to. And it was the same thing for my family. And the fact of knowing God for who He is and knowing His promises that are written in His Word, which is the Bible, was really something that carried me through all these difficult things. And basically what faith is believing without seeing yet. And there's this incredible passage in the Bible that I would like to read to you. We find this passage in Hebrews 11 verses 1. And I'd like to read it to you in the Amplified version because I like this translation, where it says that now faith is the assurance or the confirmation of things hoped for, divinely guaranteed, and the evidence of things not seen. The conviction of their reality, faith comprehends as fact what cannot be experienced by the physical senses. So like I said before, faith is basically believing without seeing yet. And living with a chronic illness that is so unpredictable and that just could change from one day to the next, I desperately needed something that was consistent, something that was solid, and that is who God is and what He gave me in all of this. And another thing that I desperately needed was I needed to be helped. To sometimes go and look for help or trying to do things yourself when you're going through struggles is hard because you don't have the energy to do that. But that's the beauty of who God is, because He comes into our struggles and He's the one that comes to save us. And so having faith in this amazing God is what was able to, God is the one who carried me through all of this. And I think that faith is extremely connected to hope, because if you believe in something that God tells you but that you can't see yet, you have the hope that if He said that it's true and that it's yours, it already is. And it's like our inheritance that He gives us throughout eternity. And so to give you an example, I know that in the Bible it's written that through what Jesus did on the cross, my body has already been healed, and it's been healed physically. And so I don't see the manifestation on my body yet, but I have the hope that it's going to happen. And I know that in eternity, this reality is already mine because God says it is, and He promised it to me. And so I think that the fact of having faith in God and hope in what He says is something that it allows you to dream. It allows you to have courage when you go through hardships. It allows you to persevere through them. It's like it's this motor and this engine that pushes you and that drives you forward in the midst of difficult circumstances. And so now I would like to maybe speak a bit more about hope, the aspect of hope. And to be honest with you, when you don't have hope in your life, you can't live anymore. You can't continue to build your life. It's like your dreams die. Your life is worthless. It has no purpose. And you just sink into this deep hole. And hopelessness is probably one of the biggest issues that you could find in depression, in fear, and anxiety for the future. It's probably also one of the main root causes of suicide. If you don't have hope, you don't have a vision for your life, then it's like you don't have life inside of you anymore. Life was sucked out. And so this is why faith and hope in my life and in my circumstances was just a gift that God has placed in my heart and in my family as well, because we know who God is and we know what He promised us, and we know that it's already ours. It's just that we're not in heaven yet, and we know that there's still a struggle. but we know that God carries us through them. And what's beautiful is that when we get out of our difficulties and our struggles and we held on to God's promises for us and we continue to believe no matter what the circumstances brought or threw at our face, God helps us grow through these circumstances, and He gives us pearls that allow us to actually understand what it means to go through hardship and to persevere and to hang on when it's hard, and thus to be able to help people go through their difficulties. And so this is also a beautiful example of another Bible verse where it says that God uses all things work together for the good of those who love Him and for those who are called according to His purposes. And so nothing is wasted with God. And so when you can really lean on Him, on who He is, on what He says and promises, it will carry you through hard stuff, and it will make you grow, and it will help you carry the others that go through hard times too. So I'm not saying that it's always easy. I'm not saying that I'm always in this positive mood. I have to tell you that circumstances can crush me pretty easily. I have struggled with the fact of believing what God said, and also believing that what He said is for me personally. But all in all, when we go through these struggles, what's beautiful is that when we ask Him to help, He will. And He carries us, even if we're not capable of doing it ourselves. He will always get us through this. And so I hope this can encourage you. This is just a little bit of this testimony of my story and how faith in God and who He is and this hope that He brings through who He is and what He says carried me. I hope it could carry you too. So I have other things to share with you, but until then, I just bless you and see you soon. Bye.